Retaliaca Games. Quill Studios. Ladies and gentlemen, because the season is firmly over and we're deep into the fall, I thought I would tell you all about a summer with the Shibu Inu. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's some sort of game where you spend a summer with a Shibu Inu. I think it's a choose-your-own adventure story type. Say, Max, you really can't tell me where you're taking us? Nope, I can't tell you. It's a secret. This is my old friend Max, who I haven't seen in years. Yesterday he said he would take me to lunch and show me around the city. We're currently in the central zone of Taipa, the city capital, the capital city of Shiba Island. A lot has changed since I moved away. Max moved here several years after I did, so I'm a little embarrassed that he's the one showing me around like I'm a tourist. Taipa is as bustling as ever, with the central zone being one of its busiest areas. As Max guides us towards our unknown destination, dogs mill around the street. It's so busy on the street that it's hard to avoid pushing against other dogs as we walk. Huge digital signs shine brightly even in broad daylight. Cute coffee shops, each with its own unique decor, catch my eye as well. One has lush vines creeping all over the storefront, leaving only a gap for the entrance. Through the gap in the vines, I catch a glimpse of what looks like more plant life and thick tree stumps that serve as tables. Hey! That place seems really cool. Let's check it out some. Max pauses to take a look as I point to it. He cranes his neck to look inside. I've noticed it before too, on the way to work. I'd be happy to try it out. Am I Sid? Or am I Max? A short walk later. After several turns, we stop in front of a building. The building is made of red brick with some steps leading up to it. Ta-da! I don't know if... I know it doesn't look like much out here, but the virtual tour looked great on Bark. Like Yelp, I'm guessing. Max approaches the door, but it doesn't open. He starts catching himself before he runs first into the door. He nudges the door with his shoulder. It doesn't budge. The door's broken? No idea. It seems like an eclectic place. That's the reason I chose it. Maybe there's some secret password we need to enter. Can you look it up? Already on it. Max calls up his wrist phone menu, making some gesture in the air. We need to figure this out. Some reviews allude to something interesting we need to enter. Interesting we need to do to enter, but they don't say outright what it is. What's this place called? It's just one letter. Q. Maybe it's closed today? I checked, and it shouldn't be. And if they couldn't update their real-time schedule for some reason, that's really weird. Wait, what's that? Isn't that a doorknob? What? A doorknob? You mean, wait, I remember something. Oh, come on. It hasn't been that long. Why do I feel old? Because of the fact that I haven't seen a doorknob before? I sit down before the protruding sphere and grip it with both of my paws. I'm able to turn it without losing my balance. The door swings inward to reveal a staircase. Good thing knobs were phased out, though. Whoever invented these things clearly did not understand the anatomy of dogs. It's precisely why many houses use them for rooms that puppies aren't allowed into. My parents used it for the pantry. Oh, I remember trying to bite the knob to get to the promised land of treats, but ended up with only a particularly sore jaw instead. Well, here we go. I haven't seen these things since the Arena days. Our eyes meet and he looks away. Anyway, we're here. The stairs lead to an area with wooden floor paneling. There are rooms that have a raised base separated from the main area with sliding panels. The panels have some membrane-like material that is thin enough to let light through, but thick enough that we can't see into the rooms. A dog comes up to us in red traditional dress. It's fashioned with several layers, with a large golden button holding it up neatly over the dog's shoulder. Welcome. Hi. I called earlier and made a reservation. He walks with the server and we are led to one of the rooms. I hoist myself up the ledge and make myself comfortable on one of the cushions around a low wooden table in the center of the room. The server gives us menus and leaves after a courteous bow. Take your time. I'm guessing you haven't had food like this since you left. Oh yeah, Wolf. I forgot all about these. Order anything you like. My treat. There are a lot of options. I flip through the tea menu. This place serves them with ancient methods, with multiple part clay apparatus that I never remembered the names of. It invokes the image of my parents pouring boiling water, steam shrouding their concentrated faces. There are a lot of rules about how long to steep the tea, and the order of pouring water in and out. I never really paid attention when I was a puppy, and after my parents' generation, it seemed like a lost art. This place shows us the tea steeping process. I definitely won't let a second chance to learn about it pass by. That was a long way. That was a weird way to say that. Isn't it interesting that they still use books as menus? I remember they were pretty much phased out along with, doorknobs? Yeah, that's one of the things. Well, this place is known online for the retro atmosphere, which is why they only take phone reservations. No usual orders, screens either. Really, it's really interesting how fast things have changed on the island. Well, maybe that's just my perception, because first of all, I don't know what's supposed to be normal nowadays. What is it like where you were living? They're kind of at a stage like when I left here, actually. You saw my phone. They have similar levels of technology in Canada. No, seriously, my Shibu Island phone doesn't work here, but I keep it in good condition just in case I'd come back, you know? Ha, you have a lot to see here then. Next time, I'll take you out to a regular restaurant, and you'll get to see how fast everything is. The server returns and we order some oolong tea to share. I order some egg crepe rolls with ham and corn, and Max gets the century egg and pork congee. I think is what that was. Is the congee that thing that dogs have? That like red, like beehive looking deal? That you put the peanut butter in or cheese or something to hide pills and whatnot? I think that's a congee, maybe? Somewhere, some team of data Shibas are making predictive models and segmentation analysis of this data. Oh, sorry, I spaced out. Were you saying something? It's funny because I was actually rambling. Getting confused by all the new tech? Maybe a little. Don't worry, it's a lot of information to take in. Here, try sending something to me like this. App. Bork talk. Come on, you couldn't have texted something else? Pretend it's an actual conversation. Acidogi. I always say doggy. I don't know if you pronounce it doge, but I always say doggy because that is funnier to me. I know that is probably not doggy. Back to the game. As Max shows me how to install new software and customize my interface, we hear the server slowly slide open this screen door, giving us enough time to swipe away our hologram phone screens. 2 servers enter this time, carrying a tea-making set. The set consists of a large, hollow bottom panel with holes to let out steam from hot water. They begin a process of lining up various teacups on top of the panel stand. The dogs carefully place tea leaves in the pot. They aren't using any measuring instruments, but the practiced way they gathered and sprinkle the leaves shows impressive muscle memory. With one fluid motion, they pour steaming water in each of the cups. As the tea is steeping, our food arrives. I take a moment to simply look fondly at the egg crepe rolls. The way steam rises from under the soft crepe skin, the smell of ham misting out towards me. Really has been so long. It's so weird that I used to eat this almost every day, and now it's been years. I feel like I've gone back in time. Egg crepes are a simple dish, usually made in under 2 minutes by the breakfast stalls I used to frequent on the island. First, an egg is cracked and dropped into the surface of sizzling metal plate. The cook then uses a metal spatula to smooth out the egg so that it is a thin liquid layer. When the egg has cooked around halfway, a thin crepe is laid on top of it and flipped so that the egg layer is on top and the crepe on the sizzling plate. Then on top, the cook adds any other ingredients of choice, such as ham or corn. Once fully cooked, the entire crepe is quickly rolled up and cut into bite-sized portions with the spatula. Using the flat surface of the spatula, the portions are then scooped up and swiftly placed into a takeout box. Blah. Thank you for telling me every detail of how to make those crepes. I hope that comes up somehow. This is bliss. We chat more as we eat, and I ask him about how the culinary norms have changed on the island. Apparently, most of the dishes I remember are still around. The largest change in cuisine is caused by the advancement in how food is produced. Max explains how, nowadays, a lot of ingredients can be produced synthetically, which reduces scarcity and seasonality. It is widely accepted that they are the same flavor and contain the same nutrients as naturally grown ingredients. I used to wonder why we have beef dishes on the island, but we've never seen an animal called a cow. I guess these synthetic flavors already existed 10 years ago, since beef has been around since before I was born. I just didn't know they were synthetic. I learned from Max that lately there's been a rise in restaurants that offer wilder experimental foods with completely new synthetic inventions. Max shows me some pictures on his phone, and we decide on a restaurant to try out next. He warns me that some flavors might really surprise me. Even dogs that try new things now and then have trouble getting used to some of the most outrageous invented flavors. I ask him to describe something he's tried before, but it was hard for him to convey it in terms of food I know. For example, one tasted like cinnamon and cabbage flavored mixed, but that doesn't really describe it fully. I can only understand when I have the chance to try it, I suppose. We finish our food and reminisce a little more. However, there's one thing in our shared history we don't bring up. I get uneasy that I should wait a little longer for me to ease back into the culture of the island first. Max pays and we exit the restaurant. I'm quite full and nostalgic. Well, we'll have a lot of time to do these things, huh? Right? Back on the street, it's even busier than before we ate. It's the afternoon. Dogs probably don't have much to do but relax on the weekend. As before, the smell of all types of food waft out into the street, and evening food stalls start being set up. Well, that's what I guess they are. They look much more modern and clean. From the crash course in tech that Max gave me, they probably have automated ordering and all that, but the street seating and rustic charm remain. We push past a particularly crowded part of the street, and I feel a tap on my shoulder. I don't really think about it, as it was probably someone brushing past me with their backpack by accident or something. I continue walking when I feel it again. Could also be mistaking me for someone. I turn around and check. Seed. Oh, who are you? She's a smaller Shibu Inu, but something tells me that she compensates it with her attitude. Her gaze on me is steely, way too steely for comfort. It's concerning that she seems to have approached me with purpose. Hopefully, she really just recognizes me by chance. You don't remember me? She scoffs, discontent written clearly in her expression. I'm not surprised, but I'm still disappointed. Now I have to waste time explaining things to you. What's going on? Some random dog just came up to me and... You're Mochi, right? I remember you. Oh, wait, you? What are you here for? My business is with Seed, of course. Not with you. But it's very interesting to know that you two are in touch. She jerks her head to the side. Let's go somewhere more secluded, shall we? I don't move. Well, if it's something important, why don't you message me? I'll give you my contact info. I'll convince you quickly. In short, anyone can now challenge you to an arena. But I don't think many dogs know what you look like now. Only a powerful. If you don't come with me right now, I'll post your information online. I already filmed a video of you so everyone will know what you look like and sound like. That's impossible. Sid, ignore her. How do I respond? I'm curious, but I don't think Max will be happy. I am curious, and I don't think he'll be happy. Whoa, it took me 11.50 seconds, slacker. What? Are you timing me? It's okay. I'll go with her. You can head back. I'll meet up with you after. Oh, look at how mad he was at me. I'm worried it's a trap. I think I can handle it. I'll message you if anything seems weird. Actually, I'll come with you. Alright. Thanks, cuz. I address the stranger. We'll go with you and hear you out, but convince me quickly. A tense walk later. We head to a nearby alleyway, Max looking quite reluctant and glaring at the Shibu Inu. They know each other. I wish I could ask him what he knows about her, but the best I can do is make sure nothing bad happens. Any information about this arena challenge she mentioned. Who are you? Sid, she's Hei Fen Hong. What? I looked the dog up and down. Up and down. Her face should be the most important part to recognize her, but I realize I haven't even looked her in the eyes yet. It's a task not made easy by knowing who she is. It's like my eyes are resisting as I force myself against my will to look at her closely. Her eyes, a striking hazel, long lashes, her coat pale and fluffy. I lower my gaze. Yeah, now I remember. It's just been a really long time. I'm rambling, yet trying to put on a calm front. I'm still gonna play it French. As I was saying, now that you're back, it's a very interesting situation for all of us. You aren't supposed to just take the farewell and leave. It's not like my leaving affected anyone. Instinctively, I scoff and protest. Just like me. Easy for you to say. Anyway, now that's out of the way. She reaches into her shirt and pulls out her pendant. I avert my gaze again out of habit. I don't like looking at others' pendants because it feels like I'm intruding on someone's privacy if I look closely at what's on them. Kind of me. She moves closer and all but flashes her pendant in front of my eyes. I flinch away involuntarily. Aw, poor puppy. I start as I feel my pendant stirring in my jacket, or something is stirring where my pendant is. My pendant can't move by itself. That's impossible. Then my pendant flies out on its own, and of its own will to meet hers. Then comes a glare of light so brief that I barely comprehend what's happening. What? Oh. Is this like the shadow? Ugh. Just one more snooze. Look at my office. I fumble on the desk for my phone. I almost drop it, but finally manage to grab it and turn off the alarm. As usual, there's not much time left before my deadline, waking time, which means after the 4 alarms that I am allowed to snooze. Even though it's my last day of work, I should be on time. I uncurl myself from the chair, stretching my sore limbs. Well, this is certainly the last time I'm going to fall asleep at my desk. The room is dark, with only a sliver of sunlight entering from the bottom of the blinds, giving indication that it is daytime. I slide off the chair, turn on the room lights, and gather items I need to work, which are scattered around the room. Keys, cards, cash, cell. I always say I should pack up the night before so I'm not scrambling like this every morning, but I never end up actually doing it the night before. It's a little upsetting how much this dog is like me. We're not so different, Puppy and I suppose. I can't find it. In the days after I had set aside my sweater, I had piled other things inside the closet over it. I shove away some of the other items, hats, papers, and whatnot. Aha, there it is, my favorite gray sweater. Special outfit for a special day. Everything collected. I sit down on the ledge of my bed and take a moment. Now was the perfect time to check my emails. Oh wait, I'm already almost late. I'll just take a quick look. Vapor store. Confirmation of your vapor purchase. Dear Sid Days. Thank you for your purchase of Beagle Netta 3. Attaches your digital receipt. My dude's vaping? Oh, right. Oops. It's the purchase receipt for the game I had fallen asleep playing. Oh, Beagle Netta like Bayonetta. I get it. I needed to complete that campaign. I waited 6 years for it. I glance at the top of my phone screen. There's still a couple of minutes before I absolutely have to head out. I close my emails and open the message app. I could send some last words, but I have the feeling it will only weaken my resolve. Just one last text to the most important dog wouldn't hurt. Yeah. Hey, Q. I love you. Please don't forget me. Aww. I'll just check the spelling one more time. I'm just stalling so I have an excuse to wimp out and not send a message. I can't bring myself to directly say that I'm leaving now. I hope that she knows what I mean. With my paw poised on the screen for what seems like forever, I press send. The familiar glass doors welcome me. I scan my fob key and step into the building. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago when I first entered these doors. I had been a fresh recruit, full of hopes and dreams of making an honest living for myself and contributing to society. I'm just here to pick up my stuff and do the paperwork. I repeat this to myself as I head down the familiar staircase. Pick up stuff, paperwork, that's it. Other dogs start to file into the building and some stop to wish me well on my move to the west coast of Canada. Last week we had a small office celebration in honor of my work and departure from the job, which was heartwarming. It turns my heart to embarrassing goo, so I try not to admit how much I appreciate it. I enter my office, which is separated from the corridor by a metal door and glass wall. I scan my fob again. This is one of the most secure rooms in the building, despite that there isn't much to protect. Inside my office, I take a look at the computer monitors and the well-used keyboard. None of this is personal property, but I'm going to miss it. Funny enough, my office desk basically looks just like my room at home. I feel guiltier about leaving now that I'm here. Like I'm throwing away all that I've built, all of this. Surprising as it might be to the general populace, the research facility is responsible for a big portion of the technological innovation in Canada. In fact, the phone that I'm using right now and the associated software was popularized by prototypes created in this very facility. I double-check the desk drawers again and fill out my form to submit to the Labrador Resources Department. With all the errands and familiarities done, I take my leave for the last time. As I walk away, I can't help but look back at the building one last time. Oh, Canada. It's Q! Oh. That's my puppy barking at God knows what. No, I'm not going to read it. It doesn't matter now. I must go. Back home, I get a backpack with some living essentials and, of course, my other set of keys, card, cash, and cell that would allow me to get around during my travels. I reach into my shirt and take out my pendant from Shibu Island. It has 10 orbs with smaller orbs surrounding them. I have been wearing it all these years, my last connection to Shibu Island. It's a remnant of a life long past, and while this pendant means nothing here, it's one of the essentials in a different land. It's time. I snap open a compartment from the back of the pendant. A once fluid movement, the clasp feels unfamiliar to me now. I have a good, stable life here that I earned. I brought myself here. Giving this up means moving backwards, but that also means letting go of the chance to see my brother again. As long as time moves forward, I will move forward too, no matter where I am. Inside the pendant compartment is a small feather, already glowing now that I have removed its bindings. The feather of truth, whose holder can alter reality. I make a wish. I wish to go back. What? Oh my god. Okay, so I want to, I think, stop it there. We're gonna see, like, where this all leads, I guess, later on. Get at me. Let me know if you wanna keep going on the Shibu Inu game here, because this was, I mean, it was pretty neat, you know. Yeah, it's October. Oh, that's today's date. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, I went back in time. Stick around. Get at me in the comments. Let me know if you want to see me play anymore. I definitely will if you'd like. But until then, I have been SethTrav. This has been another on the PS4 du jour, and I've got to remind you, always practice what you preach.